Hello Preschool. For today's art assignment, we're going to be doing something kind of neat. We are going to be drawing an eye in the style of Surrealist artist Rene Magritte. And he has this piece called The False Mirror, in which you see a close-up on an eye, but in the iris, meaning the colored part of the eye, you see kind of a blue sky and some clouds. So we're going to do something kind of similar today, but with a little bit of a spin, in that in our drawing on the iris, we are going to be drawing what we've seen lately. You know, maybe be it if you've been to the beach, or if just been walking around your neighborhood, or just spending most of the time indoors. Whatever you've been doing and whatever you've seen lately, I want you to kind of represent that in your drawing. So here's mine, and I went to the beach not too long ago. So in my image here, I have the sand, some waves, blue sky, the sun, and some clouds. Because, like I said, I went to the beach, so that is represented in my iris. So we're doing kind of a spin on a classic work of art. So let's get into it. Guys, so let's begin. And first things first, I'm going to draw out my shapes. So I want my eye to be in the center of my paper. So what I'm going to do is draw kind of an oval shape, almost. Or maybe even like a teardrop, with kind of the point being maybe on this side or on this side, but it's in between an oval and a teardrop shape. So I have that initial shape there. Now I'm going to draw a circle within this shape for the pupil and the iris, the eye. I'm going to have a line up above, which is the lid, and a line down below, which is the lower lid. And remember, we're going to be drawing an image within our part of the eye here, kind of the pupil of the iris. So make sure that you leave a lot of space in there to put your image. So now I'm going to put the pupil right in the center, small circle. And now I have my whole image kind of laid out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my black crayon, and now I'm going to start drawing in these lines now that I've got it mapped out. And you want to make sure you draw it with your pencil first, so that if there's any issues with the shape, you can erase before you switch to the crayon. So now I'm coming in and I'm outlining my initial sketch. Do the lid here and the lower lid. And I'm actually going to add lashes. So I'm going to have my lashes going this direction. There we go. And before I forget, this assignment is about, kind of drawing what you've seen lately, maybe somewhere you've been, or maybe even at your house, or what have you. We're just kind of drawing a neat image in the style of Rene Magritte, and then we're kind of representing what we've seen or where we've been lately in the eye. So I went to the beach the other day, so I'm going to draw the beach. And I'm going to have this kind of squiggly line down here, which represents the sand. Then I'm going to have some waves coming over like this. Some kind of cartoonish pointed waves that go like that. And I'm going to have my sun up here. But part of the sun is going to be covered by a cloud. And I'm going to draw some fluffy clouds. All right? And my sun isn't just going to be a circle. He's going to have some rays shooting out from him. So we got some rays here. And I'm going to go over this, over the my image here in the eye with crayon in just a moment. But I'm just laying it in with the pencil, which, to be honest with you, I should have done before I even started in with the black crayon. But now that it's in, I'm going to go over it with the black crayon again. And I'm just kind of randomly deciding where I want to start with the crayon. Just make sure you do it all. Try to stay as true to your outline as you can, but if you go over or decide to change a few things, that's all right. And remember, if you have really fine details, it's going to be tough to redraw those with the crayons because the crayons don't have that sharp of a point like a pencil does. But do your best and maybe try and make things a little bigger, you know, so you don't have to... well, I guess if you needed to get some really fine detail, you could sharpen your crayon and then you could get a little bit of finer lines. But like right here, for instance, with the rays around the sun, I kind of lost some definition. But when I put the color in there, it's going to be just fine. So let's start coloring things in. And I've got my pupil colored in. Also, I'm going to kind of go over these lines a second time to make them a little heavier. So I want these lines to be real heavy. So like I said, these are the outlines, or the lines that kind of define the drawing. So we need to make sure these are nice and heavy. So when I say heavy, I mean like a darker, kind of wider line. Really defined, not kind of thin and wispy. So I feel good about that. And now I'm going to bring my colors into the equation. I will start with around my eye, so kind of the skin tone. So I have kind of like a tan. Any color that you feel suits your skin tone, that's what you want to do. So I'm trying to get as much of that color as I can in. And then actually right here, just above and below the eye, I'm going to actually use a little bit of a brown to kind of play with some shading. So I'm imagining that the sun is shining down on my eye, my face, and naturally the folds of my skin are creating some shadow. So I'm coming in with a little darker color here. All right. Next, I'm going to begin coloring in the inside of the eye. So blue for the sky. And I'm going to have a little bit of trouble here if I just stick with this blue for the waves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go over the waves with a bit of green, and then I'm going to put the blue over top to make it kind of like a sea green. So lightly put in the green. Now I'm going to put in the blue over top, and we get more of like a aqua color or teal. And that works out nice. Put in the sand. I'll mix that tan color with a bit of yellow. Then I'm going to go in and color in my Mr. Sun. So there you have it, Preschool, a kind of neat art piece in the style of the Surrealist artist Rene Magritte. Hope you guys have fun with this, and I would love to see your guys' work.